Hi guys, it's your Aussie mum who's over 40, Anna, and I'm doing the eyeshadow palette tag, which will obviously be slightly different because mine is a drugstore palette tag, and also I have my daughter's 8-week-old kitten in the living room with me, but except for my most expensive palette, which is the only non-drugstore palette I own, it will be a drugstore palette tag, and we get our products so much later than you guys that I assume newest and that sort of thing will be different and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, let us begin. And this is the newest palette to my collection is the new Essence Crystal Power. I actually really enjoy it now. I just used some sticky tape. It had like a sort of hard pan layer on it. I wasn't getting good payout, but only has one matte shadow, which is the middle, but it's sort of like gives really nice autumn looks. It is the only really matte shadow you need to use with that palette. But yeah, Essence, it'll take on a Colourful £9, I guess. And that is my newest palette. My oldest palette is very easily this one, which is the L'Oreal palette Le Nude. I got this on Tati's recommendation. I think my second oldest palette would be the Maybelline Blushed Nudes, which I did to do a comparison because I really wanted to be a YouTuber, but as you can see, I have loved the bejeepers out of this palette, and as you can also see, it's about half the size of the ones you guys got in America, and this was $38 when I bought it, so that's the oldest. However, the most expensive palette, as I said, will be the only, I guess it's considered high-end palette I will be bringing to the tag. I got this because I live in an island state, Tasmania, and I was in Queensland, which has a Sephora, around my birthday last year, so I bought myself this palette because it was on sale for $55. The Young, Wild and Cruelty-Free, what is it? Top Unleashed, I think, instead of Tart Toasted and stuff. I love it. I love the smell of it. I love all the shadows. I usually get a fair amount of use out of it. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't like it, but yeah, that is the only sort of somewhat high-end palette I have. Next question, most affordable palette, and that is this little beauty here, the tiny little W7 Mauve Eyes palette, and that is $4.95, like as a standard price on sale, so that's what I took it to be. It's a really good palette. I've used it. I can get some nice looks out of it. I wouldn't say all of them are mauve necessarily. There's some like dusky pinks and definite chocolate browns there, but it's called that, and it's $4.95 all the time. So there we go. Everyday palette is going to be this one now. This is the Wish Upon a Star by Designer Brands, and it's just got a row of mattes at the bottom. The design's a bit like their 20th anniversary Too Faced palette, and then these really like the Colourpop Shock shadows at the top, so it's just really easy. You just like put in some transition and the crease colour, and then one of those beautiful shimmers on top, something in the corner, good to go, 5 minutes done, which is why it's also quite a new palette and it's that used. But like I said, you didn't need to see another massive demonstration of unused palettes. Okay, everyday colourful. So this is what I listed as the most colourful. This is the Maybelline City Lights, Urban Lights. I consider between this and the Graffiti Nudes. I don't know why they entered that in the nudes. I know they did like the rock nudes and the smoky nudes and stuff. I have the whole collection, but Graffiti Nudes is quite bright. But this is like Maybelline's take on a festival palette. So there's some like duochromes. It's a really strong green to red one, and like, pink, yellow, peach, purple. It's green. So it's not coming off true to colour. It's a peach, a yellow, a green to red duochrome, a white to blue duochrome, a orange and a gold type thing. So I would say that is my most colourful palette. Thank you very much again, Autumn. What are we going for next? Smallest now. I've got a few contenders for this, and I'm not sure whether you're meant to include the packaging or not. Okay, so like, this is a tiny, tiny little palette. This is the Australis I Spy 6 shades. Creates a beautiful look. Little end shade there. Mystique it's called. That one is a really nice kind of greeny gold duochrome. But yeah, it's a one look palette. It's really little. But if it didn't have the extra palette, see, these are technically slightly smaller, but it's only because there is no space. And I would argue that this palette, although I very much like it, it's like they're so small that it's hard to get any other brush other than like a packing brush into them. So that's the Revlon Enigma, or I don't even know, the L'Oreal La Palette Petite, which I got the same time I got that Maybelline Dream thing, maybe the same. It's 6 shades smaller again. This one might be the true winner because this one is smaller than the Australis one, but you're able to actually use it. If I can work out how to open it, I'm sure it's got something to do with that bottom bit there. Oh, yeah, it does. So, yeah, that one's sort of got, 5 shades, so I guess it's a palette, not a quad. But, yeah, I would say, 3 smallest, I guess. Okay. Biggest. You're going to like this one. So, this was sold to me on an Australian beauty website called an autumnal palette. We don't have Morph in like any stores or anything like that. I had heard of it through, beauty YouTube and stuff, but I had figured I wasn't ordering that. I was ordering an autumnal palette. I mean, not going to argue that it's not autumnal. I just thought it was funny that it has like a 35O sticker on the back. But yeah, that's my largest palette for sure. Then we've got best memory. Where did you go? Autumn is an octet. Hang on, I gotta find it. Okay, I found my best memory palette, and I might just give Autumn the list to distract. Okay, so this is MCO Beauty, and I got it in Woolworths, which is like our major supermarket chain, and I had seen it for like $20. Like you couldn't swatch it or anything, so I was I could see the texture was different, but I couldn't feel it. And then I wasn't prepared to spend $20 because I didn't know what it was. But then saw it on South 10, got it home, opened it, swatched it, and was like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. And like, what does Tuddy think? She's inventing a textured neutral with different variants on the same colours in different finishes. But anyway, that came later on in the thought process. So this was definitely like the answer to that one. Last two were palette worth the hype would be the Maybelline Soda Pop palette, which like looks like when you see other people review the Soda Pop palette. This one, like, I just love the shades, the formula and stuff, and I waited for so long to be able to get it in Australia. And then for not worth the hype, the Lemonade Craze, because as you can see, it's not set up the same way you got yours. And I also have the Countdown and Total Temptations by Maybelline. It's the only brand I'm completionist about, which is set up with the cool side, the warm side, and then the 4 larger, highlight and base shades in the middle. So it's basically a dupe to them anyway. Then we have the yeah, no, that's all the questions. We are done. 9 minutes 21. There's my new blue footstool. Excuse my vacuum. What can I do with my hands to make that okay? Nothing. Looking at makeup. Thanks, guys.